Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Spellbinders June 2023 card kit. It's called A Little Hello. And for one of the cards, I'll also be using their 2D embossing folder of the month. If you are interested in subscribing to any of Spellbinders club kits, I do have links provided in the description box below. Spellbinders card kits make it super easy to put together lots of fun cards. So let's go ahead and get started with card design number 1. Using the 2D embossing folder of the month, I've already embossed a piece of white shimmer cardstock. I love all the beautiful detail from the embossing folder. Next, I'll add some beautiful gold shine to the center of my card panel. I'm using Lunar paste, and this is the Slippery When Wet color. I have my card panel on a scrap piece of white cardstock. Place some of the Lunar paste toward the top, and I'm using my finger to gently rub the Lunar paste onto the center of the card, creating an oval shape. It's not a perfect oval, and I am trying to get the sides just a little bit lighter than the very center. Because I added a very light coat of Lunar paste, it didn't take long to dry at all. But I am still being careful not to touch the center of this panel. I'll put glue on the back and adhere my card front onto a card base. Next, I'll bring in some of the die cut images from the card kit. I have this sweet little fox and also a trellis with a vine on it. I'll be adding both of the die cut images onto a vellum oval die cut. The trellis I glued down directly, and the fox I have some foam dimension on the back side. I'll remove the release paper, add the fox. Her little tail will go off the edge of the oval die cut. Then I'll flip over the oval, put glue on the back side just in the areas where the die cut images are. I don't want any of the glue to show through on the vellum. Then I'll adhere my oval to the center of my card. I'll bring in a couple more die cut images, 2 little butterflies, and I do have foam dimension on the back. I'll put one on the trellis and the other one above the fox. After attaching the peach colored butterfly, I will lift up the oval slightly and add a little bit of glue underneath. That way there are more areas of the oval attached to my card. For a sentiment, I'm adding the word hello. This is not included in the card kit, but it is from Spellbinders. It's part of their Fill My Heart sentiment stamp set. And I did pop up the sentiment with some foam dimension. For a final finishing touch, I'll add some of Spellbinders Opal Gem stickers. I'll put 2 in the upper right-hand corner and 3 underneath the sentiment on the left side. The gem stickers do have adhesive on the back, but I'm adding a small drop of glue since I'm attaching them onto some pearlescent cardstock. I want to make sure they don't fall off of the card. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. For card design number 2, I'll be using a card sketch for inspiration. This is from Sugar Pea Designs. It's Sugar Sketch number 7. And if you are interested in any of the sketches I use in this video, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to KristieMarcotte.com. For the background of my card, I have a black and white design with lots of florals. I added a strip of green tone-on-tone pattern paper and also a pink with red pattern paper. I cut those strips just a little bit longer than the card panel. Then I flipped over the panel, used my scissors to trim off the extra. For a little bit of contrast and shine, I've added a Love from Lizi peel-off along the edge of the pink and green pattern paper piece. This is the pinstripe style in the gold color. I'll wrap the ends around the back, layer this piece on some black cardstock, then again on some pink pearlescent cardstock. Then I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Next, I'll add a stitched oval die cut, and I did cut this out from some white shimmer cardstock. I'll adhere that in place using some glue. Now I'll bring in several of the die cut images. I have a tree, a sweet little bird holding a pink flower, and also a pink and blue butterfly. I'll attach the tree and the bird onto the oval die cut. For a sentiment, I'm using the same hello that I used on the previous card. Cut the right side at an angle. Before adhering it to the card, I did put a scrap cardstock piece on the very right side, just in the area it goes off of the oval, and that'll help keep it nice and level. For a final finishing touch, I'll add the 2 small butterfly die cut images in the upper right hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The second card is basically the same, I just use a different pattern paper for the background. For card design number 3, the card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 42. I selected this beautiful pattern paper for the background with lots of blue butterflies. Across the center of the card, I have a pastel plaid design, and I'm layering it on a light peach pattern paper. One of the pattern paper sheets included had 3 different colors of solid stripes, and I used that sheet to cut out this layer. For a little bit of shine, I've added a Love from Lizi peel off along the edge of the plaid paper. This is the pinstripe style in the silver holographic color. I'm using the narrowest width. I'll wrap the ends around the back, put ATG tape on the back of this piece, and layer it on some light blue cardstock. And this is cardstock from my stash. The card kit does include several sheets of cardstock, but I always bring in additional cardstock since I love adding lots of layers to my cards. Now I'll add one of the chipboard frames. Has a beautiful pink flower. There is adhesive on the back, so you'll first need to remove the release paper. Even with the adhesive, I still like to add some glue. I cut out a white oval die cut, and I'll adhere it behind the oval frame. Then I'll add more glue on the back and adhere it on the left side of the card. The card kit includes a sheet of these beautiful acetate butterflies. They have 2 layers and are attached just at the butterfly body. So the wings do lift up for that look of dimension, but they will lay flat. I will add a little bit of glue just behind the body. I don't want the glue to be visible through the acetate. Then I'll add that butterfly inside the oval frame. For a sentiment, this is one of the chipboard stickers. The very left side of the sentiment I'll have sitting on the oval frame, and I want to make sure to keep it all level, so I am adding some foam dimension on the right side of the sentiment. For a final finishing touch, I'll add some more Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the mini circle style in the silver holographic color. I'll add 3 in the upper right hand corner and 2 on the left side of the oval frame. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. I'm not sure which one's my favorite, the blue butterfly or the pink butterfly. If you're a fan of butterflies, this card kit is for you. There are lots of butterfly images, stickers, die cut pieces. It really is a beautiful card kit. For card design number 4, the card sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 41. I selected this beautiful peach butterfly pattern paper for the background, and it's hard to see on the video, but many of the butterfly bodies have gold foiling, so it's super shiny. I'll layer that piece on some black cardstock. I'm also adding some tone-on-tone light orange pattern paper, and I did round all 4 corners using a corner chomper. I'll also layer that piece on some black cardstock. Then I'll adhere it to the center of the card more toward the top. For the narrow banner, I cut this out from some white shimmer cardstock. I'll cut a fishtail on the left side. And instead of adding the banner on the left side of the card as indicated on the card sketch, I'll be putting it on the right side. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm adding a die cut image that is facing left. I'll adhere the banner down using some glue. Then I'll add foam dimension on the back of this sweet caterpillar and flower die cut image. I'll remove the release paper and add my caterpillar right on top of the white banner. If I had stayed with the original design, having the die cut image on the left side, it would have looked like the caterpillar was ready to walk off the left side of the card. By switching it to the right side, the overall card design has a better flow to it. For a sentiment, I'm adding one of the chipboard stickers, little green banner with the sentiment Happy Moments in gold foil. And I will put glue on the back side before adhering it underneath the caterpillar image. For embellishments, I'm adding some more Love from Lizi peel-offs, this time the mini star style in the gold color. I'll put 2 in the upper right hand corner and 3 around the sentiment on the left side. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The second card is all pink with white butterflies, and I love the contrast with the black layers. For card design number 5, the card sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 44. I selected 2 pattern papers for the background, both tone-on-tone designs, a light orange plaid for the top, and a green polka dot design for the bottom. I'm adhering both of those pieces on a scrap piece of white cardstock. I did leave a slight gap between the 2 pattern papers, but that'll be covered up. On the right side of the card, I will put a Love from Lizi peel-off between those 2 papers. This is the gold moon dust color, and I only need a very small piece since the left side will be covered up by some pattern paper. When using this card sketch, I like to have that off-center piece as my featured pattern paper. So for this card, I selected this beautiful floral and butterfly design. Now generally I would cut that piece 3.5 inches wide, but for this card it's only 3 inches wide since I wanted to be able to make 2 cards, and the kit only includes 1 sheet of each of the pattern papers. I'll first layer the butterfly pattern paper on some dark blue cardstock, put adhesive on the back, then adhere it onto the card front. So I will have the very right and top going off the edge. Then I'll flip over the panel, use my scissors to trim off the extra. Then I'll layer that piece on the same dark blue cardstock. After adding my card front onto a card base, I'll attach a stitch circle die cut, and I did cut this out from some white shimmer cardstock. I'll adhere that down using some glue, and I am placing it a little bit higher than what's indicated on the card sketch. For the small banner on the left side of the circle, I'm using the same dark blue cardstock, and I'll just slip the right side of that banner underneath the circle. Next, I'll add a beautiful blue butterfly die cut image. When adhering it down, I'm only putting glue underneath the body. That way the wings can lift up for that look of dimension. For a sentiment, this is one of the chipboard stickers, Thinking of You. Before adhering that down, I did put a scrap piece of cardstock on the left side, just in the area where it goes off of the circle die cut. Then for a final finishing touch, I'm adding more Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the mini circle style in the gold moon dust color, and I'll add 3 of the medium circles. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. For card design number 6, the card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 583. I selected a tone-on-tone light blue paper for the background. I'll layer it on some light blue cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Next, I'll add a stitched half circle die cut, and I did cut this out from the pattern paper that had the 3 different colors. It was a perfect size to get a half circle. I'll adhere that to the card using some glue. For the narrow strip that goes across the card, this is also pattern paper from the one sheet that had 3 different colors, and I've already stamped the sentiment Hello on the left side. I'll adhere that down using some glue. Next, I'll add a couple of the die cut images. I have a colorful rainbow with a cheerful sunshine, and also a little red butterfly. I did pop up the rainbow and the sun using some foam dimension. For a final finishing touch, I'll add just 2 small mini circle peel-offs in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. Now here's another look at the 12 cards I made using Spellbinders June 2023 Quick and Easy Card Kit of the Month. It's called A Little Hello. And for one of the cards, I also used the 2D embossing folder of the month. If you are interested in subscribing to any of Spellbinders Club kits, I do have links provided in the description box below. In order to receive the kits I used in this video, you do need to sign up and subscribe by June 27th. This is a monthly kit, so quantities are always limited. The only way to guarantee receiving a kit is to sign up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.